Well, I'm glad you asked actually, because it's coming on Friday. I've actually got my Amazon thing today saying it's definitely coming Friday, so I should be playing it after work. That is the plan.
Do you finish early on a Friday?
No, I'll finish normal time, but I'm always worried about games coming out because it's obviously I'm getting it physical, right? When it comes to physical games, they don't always arrive on time,
Yeah.
which
So
is a bit
is Friday the release
annoying.
date?
Yeah, Friday is the release date. Yeah, thankfully.
So is this Amazon? Did you say
Yeah, Amazon. Yeah.
Amazon Prime?
No, just Amazon.
You haven't got Amazon Prime?
I do not have Prime. No, I don't. How much does it cost a month? Like 10 or
I want to
something?
say it's 60 quid a year, something like
Oh,
that.
okay. So it'd be what would it be a month?
Like
Like
seven.
12,
Well,
12
I
no,
imagine it might be slightly
£8
more a
maybe.
month, so 7-8 quid
Yeah.
something.
Okay, fair enough.
So it's expected to come release day, so that's good.
Yep, very happy about that. Very very happy about that.
Which one are you going to play first?
That's a good question. I think I'm going to play Pearl first. I think because obviously there's like each one has exclusives, right? And I think I
Yeah.
prefer. Yeah, I'm going to play Pearl first. Pearl has, I think, some like, which is weird because back in the day I didn't get Pearl. I got Diamond. I didn't get both. So I think that's part of the reason why. Also, is because I want to play it on the version I never got around to playing. So.
Do they keep the same exclusive Pokemon on each game respectively in the remakes?
Yeah, I think they have, but I think there's now new Pokemon that is also exclusive to different ones as well. So I think there's like end game Pokemon or Pokemon that you wouldn't usually be able to get in the previous versions that you can now get as exclusives on either one. So
What was the Emerald equivalent of Platinum?
Platinum, yeah,
Platinum.
which I think is
But they don't
so.
remake those.
No, they won't remake Platinum, but they've sort of put in some things from Platinum into Diamond and Pearl because Platinum was basically,
Sure.
like you say, the Emerald version, right? It's the same game just with tweaks. Like the Elite Four had like different Pokemon, or maybe had similar Pokemon with like different move sets or whatever, right? So they've sort of done that. There's like different gym leaders that have maybe slightly different Pokemon, stuff like that. So I think there was also a thing about difficulty. I think like a lot of people who play Pokemon, especially like on the internet Pokemon scene, like a lot of people want it to be a bit more difficult. Like they find it quite easy to do, so they need a bit of a challenge. But I think Diamond and Pearl are actually the hardest Pokemon games to finish in terms of like beating gym leaders and Elite Four and stuff like that. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to actually having a bit of a challenge because they've all been pretty easy so far.
Are you bothered about review scores and things like
Oh
that?
hell no, not for Pokemon. I mean, people were actually really worried about this game when it was previewing. Everyone was like, "Oh, it looks really terrible. Like it's bare bones. It's not going to have anything." But as like information's come out, everyone's really excited about it now. And it's kind of a must-have. Like if you want to play Legends Arceus when it comes out in January, you kind of need to play Diamond and Pearl. Like there's a lot of story elements that are the same. So
Are there?
yeah, because Arceus is set in the past with like the ancestors of characters from Diamond and Pearl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's like a link essentially to do with there's like a Pokemon link and then there's also like a player character link as well.
Oh, cool.
So yeah.
Well, I don't want to poop on your excitement. You know, all I was going to say is like, I think it looks terrible, but I'm really happy that you're looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, to each their own, I guess.
I hope
right?
you have a really good time with it.
Oh, I will.
genuinely
Trust
do.
me. I'll be playing. I'll be doing multiple playthroughs on both games. So
Fair.
yeah.
Jay, who tells T'Challa
Oh no.
that they need him to act as a king rather than a warrior? I assume this is a Black Panther.
Yeah, it is Black Panther.
question.
Yeah. Probably his
A,
dad. But yeah, go on. I forgot his multiple choice.
A, the Wakandan Royal Guard. B, Dora Milaje. These names might be wrong, by the way. C, Shuri. Or D, the Tribal Council.
That's actually really difficult because I thought it might have been his dad, but I also my second thought was Shuri, so I'm just gonna go with Shuri. It's probably not, but
It's the Tribal Council.
yeah, sure, whatever. Actually, it's been the last time I watched Black Panther was when it came out. What was that, like
18?
I don't know.
17?
I might have been 17 actually, almost maybe 16.
Oh yeah, maybe you're right.
It was
yeah.
a long time ago,
Wow.
actually, surprisingly.
Wow.
So yeah, okay,
I
fair
looked at
enough.
the MCU timeline the other day, and I was surprised by how not many films are in Phase 3, kind of thing.
When did Phase 3 start? I can't even
Was it
remember.
after Age of Ultron?
Yeah, oh, okay, yeah.
So like you had your Doctor Strange, your Black Panther, maybe your Guardians too.
I think Ant-Man and the Wasp as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think that
Well,
was,
yeah,
and then obviously all the Endgame stuff is technically Phase 3,
yeah,
right? And then Phase 4 is we're going through now. So, and
yeah.
Spider-Man, one of the Spider-Man movies, second Spider-Man movie was Phase 3. I mean, I think
Oh
there's
yes, yes, yes.
24 Marvel movies, not including recent ones. I think Phase 1 to Phase 3, there was like 23, 24 movies or something like that.
Wow,
So it's not bad. It's like 7
that's a lot of
each,
movies.
roughly, like
Yeah,
8 each. It's pretty good.
and Disney couldn't even make 3 good Star Wars films, but alas. So Jay, let's get right into it, mate.
Please.
I'd like to start with my topic, please, this week.
Yes.
I've got 2 topics in my topic.
Go for it.
The first one is about a game I played on PlayStation. Again, one of the last ones I've played while we're on the break thing. So I'd like just to go through my thoughts on it, and then if you've got any questions, just hit me up after. That would be cool.
Okay.
And the other one, maybe we should cover the other one first, actually, because it's very exciting. Halo Infinite multiplayer dropped. Shadow dropped like a Beyonce album.
Yeah, I was actually really happy that they did that. That was really cool the way they did that. I thought that was. You could obviously tell that the guy, I forget the name of the head. I guess he was like the head creative guy or whatever on the team who like did the
Joseph Staten.
announcement. You could tell he was getting emotional, like by the end of the cut. Like he had like a speech, and then by the end of it, he was like getting like emotional. The fact that it was finally ready, kind of thing. Even though it is technically in beta, it's like out. You know, it's out there now. So
yeah, it's super exciting. It felt like it not only felt like a great victory for 343, it felt like a great victory for Xbox, because it was like here's something you never expected, like an early, kind of like an early multiplayer drop out of nowhere. Well, it did leak, but out of nowhere.
Thing is,
right?
people are going to expect this next time there's an anniversary, aren't they? Like 25th anniversary, 30th. Every 5 years, it's going to be like a shadow drop.
You may
kind
be
of
right.
thing, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. So I've dived into it. I've always had a good feeling about Halo Infinite as soon as it was announced, kind of, and we saw some trailers. Even the delay, like I think we've both agreed on the podcast, the delay is only probably being the best thing for this game.
100%.
And I jumped into the multiplayer. I have played Halo 3 and Halo Reach multiplayer. I consider myself okay at Halo, which is probably why I like playing the multiplayer compared to something like COD. And I can only describe as a very great time playing multiplayer. Like, I'm actually killing people. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying the maps. I'm enjoying the guns. The sound effects on the guns, by the way, is phenomenal.
Yeah,
like
true.
Seriously great. And I just I want to play it. That's the greatest compliment I could give it. I want to play it. The only downside I can see is that I was actually interested in the Battle Pass stuff, but the progression for it is whoa slow. Oh my goodness, like slower than
Yeah,
Destiny
see
2.
that's what I wanted to talk about was the Battle Pass thing.
Yeah,
because that made me not want to play it anymore. Like I looked at that and went, I don't even get like progress for just playing a match. I have to actually like do challenge, and the challenges aren't easy. Like there's 1 or 2 easy ones, like play a match. That's pretty. Like you get your daily 3 where you like play a match and you get 300 XP for that or whatever. And then you get like kill 2 enemies with melee. That's fairly easy. Play an oddball match. That's fairly easy. And then there's like other ones that are just like outrageous and like quite difficult to do. And I'm like, I'd have to play this all day, every day for me to even get close to like finishing this battle pass. You know. Like I actually think I figured it out. I think if I finished every single challenge every day and did all the weeklies, I think I wouldn't actually get to level 100 on the battle pass, even till it's I think February 22nd is when May 22nd. Is it March? I think it's either March or May 22nd next year is when
I think it's May.
The battle pass ends.
Extended it.
I think even that long, not enough for the battle pass. which kind of makes me think that they're forcing you to have to buy levels, which doesn't sound very good to me.
So you worked out what you would need to get to rank 100 on the battle pass?
Yeah, so how many? Let's have a look at this. So what day? What May 22nd, right? So it's November, so December, January, February, April, March, May. That's 6 months. 6 times 28. 168 days. I reckon. So you'd have to do 1.6 levels. I think. Oh. 168 days. So you'd actually have to do, I think, 0.4 level every day or something. Which is doable.
Yeah.
But you'd have to play it every day, and you'd have to make sure you get the challenges done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, not ideal.
I mean, I struggled to get 0.3 done, and I only played, I played it for a couple of hours. So.
Yeah. Did you like the game?
Yeah, I actually think it's very clean. Like that's the thing about Halo is it's like a classic, right? And even like every game that comes out is going to be good. I think I think I'll enjoy it more if I played it with other people. It's definitely not like I find it very difficult to enjoy FPSs on my own now. I think the only time I ever really enjoy an FPS is if it's Call of Duty, and even then it's quite difficult for me to enjoy it nowadays. I think I've sort of come out of it. I might need to just give it a break for a couple of years and come back to it. I don't know. I'll definitely play like Halo with you though if you want me to eventually. But
no, definitely. Maybe we can have a game after this.
I don't think I'd be able to play it on my own though.
Go on, sorry.
It's just difficult, I don't know.
On the multiplayer side or the campaign or both?
Oh, the multiplayer, yeah. I don't know. I'm struggling with I kind of don't really want to play it because I'm not really like a massive Halo fan anymore. Not really. But I don't know.
I'm just really enjoying it, mate. Like it just feels great, and it. I know this there's loads of people out there who are just like, oh, they've basically just reverted back to Halo 3, and there's not much innovation, and like it's taken them this long just to get a good multiplayer, and it's like what I'm hearing is excuses for the fact that they've made a great multiplayer mode, and that's it, full stop. It's really fun, and I want to play it. That's what more do you want,
There was one thing I saw. One of the streamers, like quite a high level, I guess, or like well-known streamer, was playing the multiplayer and figured out that the auto aim is so good that you don't actually need to aim much. You can literally just like sort of gesture towards a character, hold down right trigger, and it will probably kill the character, which is kind of like odd to me.
Interesting.
Like I don't know how true that is because I haven't really tested it, but it looked like he just sort of moved slightly, didn't even really aim, and then just held down the trigger and it killed. So I don't know. There might be like a thing where you can change that. I didn't really look in the settings too much, so.
They got some comprehensive settings actually.
Yeah, I did look at a lot of them, but I didn't see anything about auto aim.
Yeah, man, I think it's just great to have such momentum behind a Halo title. I'm seeing a lot of excitement online. I'm seeing a lot of praise, so it's great.
I'm seeing a good mixture.
Sorry?
I'm seeing a bit of both.
Okay.
Like some not so great, some a lot great,
You peruse the internet more than me, so you'd probably have a better idea of the reception. My other topic, Jay.
Yes.
Is an old Star Wars game called Republic Commando.
Oh, right, okay.
I consider it a bit of a cult classic, but I'm not sure how big it was back in the day.
Yeah, I think I've played it. I can't even remember. I know what the cover looks like. I could like describe the cover. Sure. If you had that as your pixel thing, I'd know what it was. But I don't think I've played it in a long time.
So here's my thoughts on it. So there's loads of Star Wars games which me and you and everybody else looks back fondly on. You've got your KOTORs, you've got your Rogue Squadrons, your original Battlefronts. And then I would kind of consider like I said, a bit of a cult classic layer of Star Wars games where they have a strong fan base, but they weren't necessarily big hits with either the fans or critically.
Sure.
So what comes to mind is Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles on the PS1, for instance. Maybe your pod racing. I'm not sure
Yeah,
how big
I
people consider
love
that.
that game.
Pod racing.
My biggest wish for a game right now, other than just like more Bloodborne type games and more Final Fantasy games, is a proper pod racing game from the ground up. Like Forza level graphics of like pod racing.
Yeah.
Like you get to build your own character, or you get to choose one of the characters from the movie, and you can literally just build your pod racer from scratch. Like you have to, it's like an RPG but for pod racing.
Yeah.
That is my
Why
wish.
haven't they done that yet?
Probably not enough. Like not enough people would get it.
Rubbish.
It's like make a Jedi Fallen Order but for pod racing, basically. That's what I want, 100%. When that happens,
So Republic,
I'll be happy. But yes, go on.
The Republic Commando is, in my opinion, one of those cult classic games as I mentioned. So me and my brother, again, as Jay kind of alluded to, saw the cover. And we were like, that looks sick. So I think that's why we bought it.
It's pretty basic of a cover, though, right? It's basic, but it looks cool at the time. Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
You know, this is during the period where the prequels is in an absolute prime, you know, between episodes 2 and 3, or maybe just after 3 comes out. So at the time, we were blown away by how different this game was compared to the other Star Wars games. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. So in short, it's a squad-based first-person shooter. So you control a squad of 3, 4 including yourself. And they each have their own area of expertise. So Scorch is your explosive expert and quite sort of sarcastic, funny guy. Fixer, a bit more serious computer expert. And then Sev, who is one of the sort of assassins. He's one of the deadliest shooters, assassins in the Clone Army. And you're all Republic Commandos, hence the title of the game. So it takes you through 3 chapters, or missions, if you will, during the Clone Wars. Not including, by the way, Jay, an incredible prelude where you see yourself growing up as a clone baby on Kamino. So it's like a 1-2 minute montage of like you growing up, then you're the kid with the headset on, then you're in a simulation, and then you see yourself like shooting off to the battlefield. And it's really great. Each chapter has a few missions in it. So for instance, the first mission is Geonosis. Right after episode 2, you're in the trenches of the arena and you're fighting Geonosians, and then you've got your own objectives to try and go kill this guy and blah blah blah. And the whole mission is Geonosis, but you do a few missions on Geonosis basically.
Okay.
So something we loved about the original game was its grittiness. Because I'm talking about a PlayStation 4 remaster by Aspyr, who, FYI, are the people behind the KOTOR remake at the moment.
Okay, there we go.
So they remastered this game, put it on PlayStation 4/5, and they gave it trophies. Hence why I played it.
Sweet.
So what we loved about the original game was its grittiness. Like everything in the game has a kind of realism in mind to it. So a Geonosian in the film kind of looks like pointless rat fodder for the Jedi, right? But in this, like, they are a little bit foddery, but like they're way more lethal and they're way more intimidating. Like, you don't kill like 50 Geonosians in 2 minutes. You'll kill like 3. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And like the battle droids, the super battle droids are like quite tough. Like genuinely quite tough. Like a few grenades is maybe not even going to take it down. And like your armor's dirty, your visor has to clean itself when you get droid oil on it, when you knife them, or when you get Geonosian blood.
That's quite
a
lot of detail for an old game like that.
Dude.
I feel like there are some old games though that do have like really good examples of just like really like close detail things like that. I'm gonna have to look up some of those because that kind of like, yeah, I'm sure there is some other stuff like that. It's a weird idea.
Back in the day, we assumed that it had gone under the radar for the most part because nobody else was talking about it amongst our social circles anyway. Yeah. So when I heard it was going to get reboot or remastered and put on PlayStation 4, I was like, great, I'll give it another shot. I actually played through it a few years before, just because I don't think I ever finished it. Although when I did do it, I think I did finish it, if you know what I mean. Sure. Like, you're like, oh, I never finished this game. And then you play the last few missions, you're like, oh, I think I did finish this game. So I bought it on sale, went back into it. dude, I think it's about 15 years old. And
That's
it's
it.
aging pretty well considering how old it is.
2006.
Like, it's running
yeah.
at better frame rate, it's running at 1080 and all that jazz.
Mm.
So the remaster does a good job at making everything clean, run smooth. There are still a few hitches. It's not perfect by any stretch. And you might need to remap your controls if you do decide to jump into it.
Oh, okay.
But to be honest with you, mate, it's a really unique game. I don't think the type of Star Wars warfare that's found in it has really been touched upon since the game came out, hence why I played it. Like, we haven't really had a squad-based FPS Star Wars. We haven't had that kind of realistic approach. Like, yes, Battlefront 1 and 2, the remakes, whatever, they look really, surreally good and shiny and polished, but they haven't got, like, grittiness to them. You'll see what I mean when you see some stuff of the game. But I've got no doubt that there is some nostalgia that clouds my judgment with this game.
Yeah.
But that being said, if you're a big Star Wars fan and you haven't played it, I do genuinely think you're missing out on something a little bit unique here.
It's weird when you explain it. I don't think I have played it. I might have just like convinced myself just because I've seen the cover enough times. I thought, well, I must have played it. But the way you just described it, yeah, I don't know any of that. So.
And the three commandos that you control that I mentioned earlier,
yeah,
they have got specialisms, but they're essentially the same commando in battle.
Okay.
So like, you'll assert one to like go on that turret for a bit and then go blow up that and go kill that droid, but they can all do all of it. So it's not characters like Scorch can do anything you ask him to if the game allows it in that like situation, because there'll be like a little shadowy hologram saying you can put one of your commandos there if you want to.
Okay.
So it's fluid like that. I think it's about 8 to 12 hours. I played it on Jay. I played this game on hard. Okay?
Oh yeah, well that's probably why it takes a little while to kill some of the enemies. But all right, yeah, sure.
That could.
I was waiting for that because you said that, and I was thinking, there's no way he's playing this on easy.
I was not. Platinum required hard mode.
Oh yeah, of course it did.
I can confirm platinum has been attained.
Sweet. How long did it take from start to platinum then, roughly?
8 to 12 hours.
That's pretty ridiculously good actually.
So I thought that was pretty decent time wise in terms of like purchasing it. I don't think it's not full price.
Oh no.
I'm not even sure, Jay. It's like, I think it's like 12 quid or something.
Okay, that's not
pretty
terrible.
Reasonable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're basically getting £1 an hour, right? So.
Right.
That's like my usual rule for that. Yeah.
And a cool addition, Jay. The guy who plays Jango Fett does the VO for your character that you control.
Oh, okay.
So that's a nice little.
That's a good touch. Yeah.
A nice little touch. So yeah, I platinumed the game, and I would hope that it wasn't just nostalgia that drove me to be able to platinum that. There's also something there in the game. So that's it. Okay. That's my cover of Republic Commando.
Sweet.
Any questions or anything, Jay, on that?
Yeah, like what's the frames like on that? Is it in 30 or 60? Wow, it's 60.
They put it to 60.
Wow.
I should clarify.
So I
played it on my PlayStation 5.
Oh, okay. Oh, you played it on PS5. Okay. So I'm guessing that this is like a good window into how KOTOR is going to be, right? If it's made by the same people, it's like a good sort of like, well, KOTOR could at least be to that level of, it's going to look that good at least, if not better.
I think because they're classing KOTOR as a remake, I think it should look remarkably better than this.
Okay.
But if you want an idea of their porting capabilities,
yeah, that's kind of what I meant. Yeah.
Defo, defo.
Okay.
In fact, Jay, it's related directly to the GTA trilogy, which we'll talk about in a bit.
Yeah.
But it does make you wonder whether these porting studios have the capabilities to remake these big games.
Yeah, I still think Bluepoint are like the best ones at the minute, right?
Absolutely,
no wonder what they got hired. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to your interlude, mate. You want to talk about some nominees?
I do. Yeah. So I just want to quickly, because I know you don't like it when we go through every single one.
No.
But
it's okay.
I'll pick like some ones. I kind of want to get who you want to win and who you think will win out of the choices, because sometimes they can be different. Sometimes they're the same. We'll start big. Game of the year. These are the nominees, which I mean.
So we should just say quickly, Jay, this is for the Game Awards for this year. The Game Awards.
Yeah, Game Awards for this year.
nominees.
So these are the nominees, and then we'll make our predictions now, and then we might do just a quick roundup of like who won. Were we close? Should they have won? Should someone else have won? All this kind of stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So Game of the year. The nominees are Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
Wow, what a bad year for games. Like 2021 has not been a good year for games. It's been bad.
I've got to tell you, Jay, I knew this was coming.
That's like me too. I saw it from a long. Like, this really not been a great year for games. This might be one of the. I mean, I know who my pick is, but I'm curious to see what yours is.
This is a 2014 year of games.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's one of those one of those in between years where the next gen's just come out, and it's not really there's not really anything promising yet. They're still developing. They're still just got the technology for the next gen. They're starting to make all the good stuff. And I think 2022 is when things are really going to start kicking off, I think, with Elden Ring and Horizon and a few other things,
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
mate. So on then, I think... Can I just say, by the way, It Takes Two, I'm really happy to see.
I'm very happy I got nominated, yeah, because it did really, really well. And it is actually a pretty good game. I've watched quite a few playthroughs of that game, and it is very... the story's good, the gameplay is amazing, the co-op factor of it is brilliant. Replayability is pretty good too. It's actually a pretty decent game.
And Psychonauts 2, I kind of want to give a shout out to.
Sure, yeah, I know there's quite a few people who are going to be happy about that fact we got nominated.
I mean.
So yeah, who do you think is going to win, and then who do you want to win, or vice versa? Either or.
I want Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Fucking Jews.
I was waiting for that. I think it actually might be a contender. I think it's probably my second or third choice, depending on which one I think.
Dare we deny Insomniac Games, arguably the most consistently high-quality game studio in the market now?
Yeah, they've done really, really well, actually. I mean, Spider-Man, obviously, yeah.
Ratchet and Clank 2016,
yeah.
Making Wolverines,
yeah.
Miles Morales, they're incredible.
They are killing it, yeah. I think they're now in that next echelon of developers, really, aren't they? They've sort of they've leveled up, definitely, over the last couple of years.
You're right, Jay, they have.
Massively.
They have.
Okay, so you want Rift Apart to win, but who do you think is actually going to win? Is it the same answer?
Jay, if Deathloop wins this...
I know, we know why it won, if it did win, and it won't, because it shouldn't.
Don't even get me started about Metroid. If Metroid wins,
no,
I'm not playing
Metroid shouldn't win, Psychonauts shouldn't win. It Takes Two, I think, is probably third or second place, depending on other
You think that might slip through?
I think it might get... I think if we were ever shown the actual numbers, I think It Take Two might either be third or second, yeah. But I don't know.
Well, who do you want?
I want Resident Evil Village to win.
Do you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it was pretty spectacular, actually.
Did you play it?
No, but I watched quite a few playthroughs and a lot of speed runs of it as well.
Yeah.
I probably watched
you did the
that
same
thing.
With 7, didn't you?
No, 7 I had to catch up on before 8 came out. Actually, I kind of had to remind myself of all the stuff that happened. I had to watch the playthrough. Watch the DLC playthrough as well, just so I know about the story, because it's actually connected in that way. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I would actually, if I had to choose it, probably Resident Evil is kind of who I want to win. I wouldn't mind if Ratchet and Clank won, because I think it definitely deserves it. And then It Takes Two is, I think, it against Ratchet and Clank Resident Evil, it shouldn't win, but I guess I could see. No, it shouldn't win, but it would be cool if it did, I guess. And then I think the one who's probably going to win is more than likely going to be either Ratchet and Clank or Deathloop. I think they're probably the top two choices for critical choice. I think that's the one who's more than likely going to win.
I'm going to jump for joy if Ratchet and Clank wins.
Yeah, I'll be happy about it. I won't be upset or annoyed if Resident Evil doesn't. But as long as it isn't Deathloop, I think I'll be alright.
Agreed.
Okay, let's move on to another one.
Okay.
Best game direction.
Okay.
Much the same. Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank. Game direction. So creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Who innovated the most out of those 5? I actually think Ratchet and Clank probably innovated the most.
That's a hard list, that is,
That
because I
is.
think they are all innovators a little bit.
2, I think a lot of them are sort of much the same. Psychonauts 2 is basically the same game. Returnal is just like a roguelike, but with like more 3D. It Takes Two is just a co-op adventure, much the same done before. Deathloop is kind of similar to Dishonored too much, I think. So I think Ratchet and Clank is again much the same game, but they did innovate on a lot of the mechanics inside of it. So,
see, I think you're diminishing the other games a little bit there.
well, I'm
'cause I
just
think
sort of, I'm
Deathloop-
general, I'm being very vague.
No, I know, but I think Deathloop is trying to do something different with that.
Yeah, trying,
you know, the
yeah.
multiplayer thing.
Trying, failing.
I think It Takes Two is almost being innovative by nature because there are no couch co-op games anymore, kind of thing. And it's
Yeah,
doing
I think
something
that's
new
probably
there.
why it's done so well, because it also came out during lockdown,
Right.
or like at least partly lockdown, you know. So
Yeah.
a lot of people just sat at home with their other half and played that, you know.
I think Returnal is interesting because it's almost because it's house. I think it's a Housemarque game. It is almost like a twin stick shooter in a 3D space in that sense.
Okay. Well,
and it's a
maybe there
roguelike.
is a couple contenders on there then.
But I actually agree with you. I mean, like, I think Ratchet and Clank.
I think
should
Ratchet
win.
and Clank will at least take one of these. It's got to take something. Best narrative. So best storytelling. Deathloop,
Okay.
It Takes Two, Life is Strange, True Colors, Guardians of the Galaxy, Psychonauts 2. I
Sorry,
think
Joe,
Life
just
is
do a
Strange
quick-
is gonna win that one.
I was just gonna say quickly. I'm seeing a Deathloop.
Yeah.
trend
Deathloop's
here.
probably going to be in every
Sorry.
single one of these. I think it actually is.
Go on. What were you gonna say?
I think Life
What
is
did you
Strange,
say?
True Colors is probably going to win that one. Narrative, so storytelling stuff. I think Life is Strange would probably take it, but I think if I had to pick one, it would probably be It Takes Two. Guardians of the Galaxy, again, very, very strong story, so I think it actually could be a contender. I think any of the 3 of those probably will take it. It's honestly a toss-up, to be honest.
Okay.
What do you reckon?
Honestly, Matt, I haven't played any of them, so I
No.
couldn't say.
Yeah.
I think Life is Strange might win, and I think Life is Strange will win.
Yep,
which
me
would be
too.
great. But it sounds like Guardians is pretty decent.
Yeah, it is actually surprisingly good. Best music, best score, Cyberpunk, Deathloop, Nier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Artful Escape. I don't actually know what Artful Escape is.
It's a indie
It's an
game.
indie
It's
game,
currently
yeah.
on Game Pass. I
Okay.
played to nearly the halfway point.
Sure. Does it got good
quite
music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually think, well, Guardians shouldn't win it because the music in it is all copyrighted music that they bought for the thing, so
Oh,
that wouldn't really make much sense. Yeah, I'm not actually sure about that one. I don't know if Cyberpunk will actually do well on that, or if any of those would do well.
But what about the score? Is there like an original score for the
Yeah,
game?
there is some original music in there, so maybe it'll do something. I think Nier has a good chance just because it's a Japanese game, you know.
Sure. What about Cyberpunk?
Yeah, actually that should win it. I think just because it actually has a whole album that came out, all original songs, so that should win it. I think.
I suppose Cyberpunk's not on this list very much.
Not weirdly not. No. I just want to best mobile game.
Oh, good lord.
Fantasian, Genshin Impact, League of Legends, Marvel Future Revolution, Pokemon Unite. I think Genshin Impact should 100% win that. 100%. I think it probably will as well. I think League of Legends might potentially be up there just because of how big it is, but Genshin's pretty big too. So I know you probably don't care about that, so I wouldn't worry about asking you about that.
No, that's right.
Best community support. Apex, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, No Man's Sky. I think Final Fantasy 14 should win that.
Yeah.
Big time. Fortnite shouldn't really deserve to win anything anymore. Especially when it's like I don't know. It's been around like enough now, you know. It shouldn't be nominated anymore. It's been around too long. Oh yeah, best fighting game. This is more for me. Demon Slayer, Guilty Gear, Melty Blood, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, and Virtua Fighter 5. I actually think Guilty Gear should win that just because it's the best game there, essentially. I think best family game.
Nickelodeon on there.
I know. They're very happy about that. I've been following the devs on Twitter for a long time. Best family game. It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstars, New Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World, and WarioWare. I think It Takes Two or Mario Party Superstars will probably win that one. It Takes Two. If it's going to win anything, it should win Best Family Game. It is 100% a family game.
Yeah, I
100%.
get that.
I think there might have been one more. Most anticipated game. This is the one I'll finish on. Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, sequel to whatever Zelda is, and then Starfield. I feel like it's a bit of a non-award to have, really, because all those games are going to be, I think, fairly equally popular in terms of like how well they're going to do. I think Elden Ring probably won't do as well as God of War and Horizon, so I'd probably say I'd say out of the 5, God of War, Horizon, and whatever the Zelda sequel is, are probably going to be the best ones for that. Because Zelda is like, it's just one of the most popular games in history, you know.
Yeah.
So
it makes me laugh that they've literally put the sequel to Breath of the Wild,
and we don't even know what it is. Yeah, I know. That's how popular it is, though, you know. So yeah, that's sort of our ideas then, I guess, for a couple of the. I
was just going to say quickly, Jay.
Nominations.
I think God of War is going to win most anticipated game.
Yeah, I can understand why you'd think that.
Yeah. But sorry, yeah, you were saying.
No, all good. That's it for my interlude for this week.
Nominees.
Nominees.
Will you be watching the live stream?
I'm sure I'll be watching. I don't even know when it is actually. I'm sure I'll catch some of it. I always do every year. I'll catch a second of it. Usually a lot of Twitch streamers do like a watch along, so I'll probably just catch up on it on LSF. Live stream fails.
Sounds good, mate.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the news.
Yeah.
So first up, ladies and gentlemen, it seems that the unexpected financial impact of games being on Game Pass isn't necessarily affecting sales as we expect. So Pushware reports on the UK sales chart. And this is basically about Back 4 Blood. So Back 4 Blood, a game which released on day 1 on Game Pass, was charted 4th on the UK sales chart for the week ending October 16th, 2021. I was bringing this up with you, Jay, because one, Back 4 Blood in 4th place, lol. But also because we would have thought, the gaming industry would have thought that because it's day 1 on Game Pass, it's not going to necessarily sell an actual copy as much as it wouldn't have. And it seems like that's not the case. So maybe it just could be because they're all buying it on PlayStation. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Wow, that is actually quite interesting that it would do that well, even though it's on Game Pass. Can you imagine how well it would have done? I mean, I'm guessing that sales isn't including the Game Pass metrics, right? It has to be.
Well, it doesn't exclude people who have got Game Pass who bought it.
Well, yeah, that's why it did well then, I guess, right? If it wasn't for the Game Pass metrics, it probably wouldn't be 4th. It'd probably be like 7th or something.
But who's buying a game on Game Pass when it's on Game Pass? If you know what I mean?
Is that what it means? I thought it just counted it if people just downloaded it.
I think this is actual purchases.
Oh, okay.
So not people who've played it on Game Pass.
Yeah, just people who've bought it with.
It.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously it had enough hype surrounding it that people wanted to get it. So, 4th is fine, but it's not like what was 1st through 3rd. That would give me a bit more of a idea of why 4th seems interesting.
Okay, here's the full top 10.
Okay.
FIFA 22.
Are you going 1 through 10 or 10 through 1?
1 through 10.
Okay.
Far Cry 6.
Yeah.
Metroid Dread.
Yeah,
Back
makes
4
sense
Blood.
so far. Okay.
Mario Kart 8. Fuck off.
Wow, that's
Spider-Man Miles Morales. Surprising.
Yeah.
Minecraft Switch.
Okay.
Lol. Animal Crossing's New Horizons. F off.
This is in October though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Number 10, GTA 5.
Yeah, I feel like you'd definitely have the new Call of Duty on there if it was for November sales. That would probably be like 1 or 2. But yeah, the FIFA makes sense, and then the Miles Morales being was it 6th?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense to me because obviously the new Spider-Man got teased. It's coming up to Christmas again, so people are going to want to play Miles if they weren't able to get it last year. And I imagine a lot more people have PlayStation 5 now, so they're able to play it as well. So that's probably why it's got a bit of a boost. Is because October, I think, was a good month for people to get their PS5s. I want to say.
On the quote for the season, in terms of the seasons and battle passes, quote, we made the decision to extend season 1 to give ourselves more time to ensure season 2 meets our high quality bar, and so we can finish development for season 2 in a healthy and sustainable way for our team, end quote. He wrote on the blog, which I think makes sense, to be fair. And like you say, hopefully we get some changes to the season, right, so a bit more achievable.
I mean, considering that the game wasn't actually supposed to come out until start of December, I guess an extension on that would just make sense anyway, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, all sort of going to plan, I guess. Sort of what you all expected at this so far.
And I won't read another quote for you, but in short, the game's in beta because they're expecting a large influx of players, even when the game drops in December. So they just want to get it as ready as possible.
Yeah. Stress test kind of thing.
Jay.
Yes.
You have put on the little doc about Phil Spencer giving an interview to Axios where he talks about Xbox Game Pass being sustainable.
Yep, this is good news because Game Pass is probably one of the greatest things that's happened to Microsoft in a long time, or at least Xbox in a long time. And I think if it had come out that it wasn't sustainable, chances are they would eventually drop it in the future. And that's definitely not what we want, especially with how good it is at the minute. I think the fact that its popularity has now proved that it's able to sustain itself and it's doing well means it's probably going to be something that we're going to see from like forever from Xbox now. Like, I can't see them ever changing it unless, I mean, the only way they'd ever change it is if it for some reason wasn't profitable anymore, you know? Because it is kind of like Netflix but for Xbox games. And Netflix, I was speaking to you earlier about, I think at one point wasn't profitable. It was actually like losing money. It was sort of hemorrhaging money at one point. I think it actually might have swapped back over now, but I think because they were one of the first people to do it, they sort of had to like figure it out like the hard way, whereas Xbox already sort of came into a world where it had already been tested, so they sort of had a bit more of a base to sort of figure out, right, how are we going to do this, how are we going to approach this kind of thing. So they probably actually had Game Pass in development for a long time before they thought about releasing it, and it's definitely paid off. And this is just good news in general because it means we're going to get potentially a bit more risks when it comes to Game Pass. Maybe we're going to get more things that maybe would have cost more for them to have had to get the licensing for. Maybe. I'm not really sure how Game Pass works in that regard, but you know, maybe we'll see some surprises in the future, things that we wouldn't have expected around now, but in the future might be a bit more nicer to see, you know? Like I was even surprised with the fact we got Back for Blood. Like that was a big surprise for me. And even Forza 5, like the fact that you can get that on Game Pass is ridiculous. Like I feel like oh man, it just feels like Christmas, you know? Too good to be true kind of thing.
That's a great summary for Game Pass. It feels like Christmas all the time.
It really does. It's weird because Netflix doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, but for Game Pass it's different because like a movie, you're only really going to pay, you know, maximum like 12 quid for like a Blu-ray. When you're probably not going to get that anyway, you're probably going to rent it for like a $5 or something. But a game is going to cost you anywhere from like 15 to 70. So the fact that you're able to get that for only like £11 a month, it's kind of like you're saving yourself so much money. Versus if you had a subscription to films and TV shows, you wouldn't be saving yourself as much money, I don't think.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. It's just good news.
I'll just read the quote quickly, Jay, if that's okay, because I think it's quite insightful. So, reported on by IGN, by the way, but they're reporting from the Axios interview. Quote, I know there's a lot of people that like to write, we're burning cash right now for some future pot of gold at the end quote. Quote, no, Game Pass is very, very sustainable right now as it sits, and it continues to grow, end quote. So like you say, Jay, like I agree with everything you said. Like that's a great sign that not only, you know, Microsoft aren't burning loads of money to try and keep this great thing going, it's actually doing okay.
Yeah.
And that means, like you say, we could be aiming for even more surprises, which is going to be nuts. So.
Yeah, just hopefully the overall quality of games will just improve, you know.
Yeah.
I know the quality is already brilliant, but you know, if it can improve in any way, whatever way they choose, then you know that's just cherry on top, really, isn't it? It's Christmas on Christmas on Christmas. What it is.
That should be a rap line.
Yeah, it probably
You know
is
what I
somewhere.
mean?
I'm sure.
And Jay, a very important news story for both of us.
Okay.
During the Xbox 20th anniversary celebration stream, they announced more backwards compatible games and
Yes.
FPS boost games.
I need to look at
So
this
we need
list.
to dive right
yeah.
in, bro.
Never look. Because I didn't even bother to
Some
look at the list. I literally just thought, yep, they're probably going to be good.
Let me shout out a few that I like the look of. 50 Cent, Blood on the Sand. Game's alright, to be fair.
Yeah, I actually played that. Wasn't too bad.
You've got some Fear, all the Fears. Wow. Fear 1, 2, 3, and Fear
Whenever
Files, whatever that is.
That wasn't Fear, it was Black. Do you remember that FPS called Black back in the day?
Dude, that is backwards compatible.
Yeah, I know, but whenever I think of that game and Fear, I think of Shaun of the Dead, because I'm pretty sure they were playing it during the movie. I don't know why. Just reminds me every time.
The big ones, Max Payne 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, that's kind of insane. Max Payne is a great franchise. Like 3, I think I actually do. I even still? I don't know. I might still have 3 somewhere, so I might actually be able to play that now. Cool.
Great game. And from my perspective, Red Dead Revolver is a cool shout out.
Yeah, I can see that.
Some Star Wars games, always good to see those on there.
Skate 2 was a big one for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Time Splitters 2. Woo.
Wow. Yeah.
What about you, Jay? What's hitting you?
Much of what you've said is I agree. I don't think there's really anything else that I'm kind of like is shouting out to me. Weirdly,
FPS boost games, Jay.
Yeah, that was what I was, I think, more interested in.
The FPS boost.
The FPS. I'm tempted to go back and actually play Alan Wake.
Dude. FPS boost genuinely, like, I don't know about you, Jay, but it genuinely changes my mind as to whether I'll replay an old game.
I mean, Dead Space 3 is getting it, and we're currently slowly making our way through that, potentially. So that might be a good little thing for us. Dragon Age 1 and 2, that, and Oblivion as well.
Oh, dude, massive. Massive.
Fable 3, all the Fallouts. Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas.
Massive.
Lightning Returns and Final Fantasy 13 too.
Where is Final Fantasy 13, Jay? Where is that on this list?
It's not on here.
I'm going to check that isn't already FPS boosted. Go on,
It might already be, that's the thing. All the Gears. Cameo, which is great. Mirror's Edge. I actually might go back and play Mirror's Edge, because I think I played it obviously in 30 back in the day. So yeah, that's pretty much all this shouting out. FPS boost games on Xbox Cloud Gaming. What's Cloud Gaming?
Cloud Gaming is you go on like the browser and you can play games in the cloud anywhere you are.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited about the fact that New Vegas is up there. Dragon Age is up there. I wouldn't mind going back playing that again. And then Alan Wake I actually kind of want to finish. I don't really want to buy the remaster though. Pretty good stuff on there. I just a couple of classics on there that I wouldn't mind playing again, you know.
Great stuff.
Might get around to it eventually when I've got, in between other games. But that's the thing, I've literally got like 4 or 5 things to play at the minute. I'm just sort of bouncing around. 5 minutes on this, 5 minutes on that. I used to hate that, but I actually don't mind it right now. I feel like weirdly, me and you are quite seasonal when it comes to our game preferences. But for me, when it starts to get cold, like my game choices start to become a bit more fluid. Like I'm a bit more bouncy once they get cold. I don't know why. When it's summer, I kind of just want to stick to one thing. When it starts to get cold, I'm like, right, I can just flow in between games now. I don't really care. I just feel more relaxed. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
More festive. I don't know.
I think I get what you mean, because when it gets cold for me, I'm like RPG mode, like Skyrim mode.
Yeah, okay. I feel like for me, when it's cold, I can play games like Skyrim, but when it's hot, I'd rather play like a Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like to me, Final Fantasy seems more like a summer game, and Skyrim, just because it's wintry and quite gloomy on there, it just seems more like a wintry type game, you know.
Yeah, I get that. I've actually put in here, guess whose review time?
Oh, okay. I'm going to do that now. Sure.
So, guess whose review, for those who haven't participated or watched me and Jay play it, it's basically me and Jay pick a random game review from a random game media website about a random game, and we have to guess the game with certain quotes that we've picked for each other. If you guess it on the first guess, you get 3 point. Second point, sorry, Second quote, 2 points. Last quote, 1 point. Here we go. I can't speak anymore. Jay, have you got
This
your
is
quotes
like
up? Are
quite
you ready?
yeah. This is quite an easy one. I'm very worried you're gonna get it on the first one.
Jay, I told you to do me a hard one because of Fable, even though you didn't get it.
Yeah, I know. I just picked the one that I thought I hadn't done yet. I don't know if you actually did this one for me, so we'll find out. Are you ready?
Why don't you do, if you've got a choice, do the really hard quotes.
Well, that's the thing. They're all fairly easy. I put them in like I'll do what I think is the right order, and then we'll just see. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know how versed you are to this game, so.
Okay.
Which one do I want to do first?
You seem very You don't seem very excited, Jay. I think you seem a bit worried I might get this.
I am very worried, but we'll see. Okay.
Okay.
Which one do I want to do first? Ah, damn. This is really like difficult because I don't know. This could really change depending on which one I pick. Okay. I'll just do it. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
When one boxing glove wearing frog eats another to turn itself into an evil slot machine, that's nothing more than a phase change.
Oh, Jay, I'm really sorry.
Yeah. That was too easy.
It's Cuphead.
It is definitely Cuphead, yeah. You bugger.
No!
Yeah, that was too much of a layup. I'll continue with the other ones just so we'll see. So this was the next one. The next one was the sound work is an ideal match. A huge jumble of high tempo ragtime, swing, big band and jazz.
Fair.
Like, would you have gotten it from that, do you think?
I think that's harder because it could have been like an LA Noire.
Yeah, sure. I knew I should have gone for that one first. Oh well. And then the last one was like super easy, which is you can double jump off of any object coloured pink, but will take damage if you get the timing wrong.
That's not as easy as you think, to be fair.
I mean, to me that kind of was. Like the pink kind of gave it away, but there we are. So yeah, you got it. Nice one.
Have you played Cuphead?
I have, but not for very long. Like enough to know. I've done like the first like maybe 2 or 3 bosses.
Okay.
So not very much, but I think I've actually watched multiple people play through it, so I think I'd probably know what to do when I got there.
Great game.
Yeah.
What are the scores, Jay? Do you know?
I think it's 26 to 22.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I think you're very much ahead now.
I'm picking an easy one for you next time, and you pick a hard one for me.
Yeah, because Fable, man, that's the thing. There's so many games that are so similar in how they are that. Yeah, it's just too close. Like, there's literally like with only 3 guesses, then there's like 20 plus games to choose from. It's hard sometimes. So.
And I've talked way too much this episode, so why don't you tell us about your topic for this week?
I forgot what my topic was. Go on.
Your topic is Forza Horizon 5.
Okay. Well, funnily enough, I'm actually not playing it right now, but I am playing it right now. Can you see this?
I do see this.
It's an elastic band on my right trigger. The game is currently playing itself and has been this entire podcast.
Oh my god! Plot twist.
I think there'll be some Easter eggs because you'll see me looking at the screen a couple of times and you'll see blue flashes on my face during the entire podcast. But yes, my very, very fast car is doing currently 25 laps. Each lap is about 10 minutes, so it's going to take about 4.5 hours to finish. And I'm about 2.5 hours in.
Go on then. What's this about?
Forza 5. Very pretty game. Sound is really good. I think the review, the IGN review, I think gave it a 10 out of 10. They said it was a masterpiece, which is kind of insane. Because I actually think this game is about as good as about as good as racing on this level, like the sort of like arcadey type simulation racing games. This is about as good as it gets. Like it is definitely an improvement on Forza 4. It is much the same. It is basically the same game, basically the same stuff, a lot of the same cars. But I think because the environment is different and the way that they've sort of made progression feel, it kind of makes it feel weirdly more like an RPG in that you kind of have to level up still, like you had in the previous one. But there's also like accolades that you can now get, which is like essentially like an achievement board within the game. Like it's extra achievements on top of what you already have to do achievement wise. And then once you do certain achievements in game, you get like rewards, whether they be like cars or outfits, stuff like that, right? And I think I've actually, out of the 1,000 and something accolades, I think I've done maybe like 200 and something so far.
Nice.
It isn't bad. But you have to level up this accolade level up bar to be able to unlock more of the campaign, kind of. So you kind of have to like do lots of things to be able to make sure you can unlock the rest. I think of all the campaign stuff, I've probably unlocked maybe a little over half. And I think I've leveled up my accolade thing maybe like 6 or 7 times. So I've still got to do it quite a few more times. So yeah, the reason why I have an elastic band on there is because there is an exploit, as it were. There's a race in the game called the Goliath, which I think has been in previous games, much like other like big race sort of events in the game. And you can basically like set your own like lap, and you can make it drive in like a certain area if you want to. I think up to 50 times. I think you can do it from like 1 to 50. You can do it as many as you want. But the game kind of has like, you know how a lot of games nowadays have got like really, really good accessibility options to make the game basically like suit, like there's like easy, now there's like very, very easy with accessibility. Like it's almost like got adding cheats essentially. Well, this game has such good accessibility options that you can actually make the game drive for you. Like you can make it drive on its own, follow the race line, brake perfectly. But it definitely helps a lot better if you have like a really, really fast car with really good stats. And I luckily have one of those. I didn't have one initially, and then I pulled on the wheel spin a couple times, and I luckily got like basically the best one in the game. So I've now just got like a automatic money and XP generator essentially.
Right.
Which I think a lot of people obviously would think, well, you're ruining the game, like you're taking away the progression element. But I don't really play Forza for that reason. I play it to drive a fast car on a track. And if I can do that with more car options and more money to choose from, then why wouldn't I do that? You know? So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm kind of just like farming XP and money. And then it actually also helps because I unlock achievements too, so it just makes the game easier that way too. So I don't really see it too much as cheating. I just see it as, well, if they didn't want it to be in the game, they wouldn't have put it in the game, you know. So that's where I'm at. Do you have questions? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I have questions slash statements, I guess. First one.
Yeah.
You doing the elastic band thing, it's
funny, right?
It's just
it's kind of like that. Like, yeah, it really is. I'm trying to think what other games are that we've played that require an elastic band. Because there's ones where you put them around like the sticks, right, to sort of move around or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. There was a game I think I did that once for, but I can't remember what it was.
The main reason I used to do it was because there would be like a time-related achievement of playing the game for X amount of hours. I'm not doing that,
that's true.
That's
true.
Yeah. So that's why I used to do it. But
okay.
But the second point, Jay, is like you're your own person. If you want to play a game that way, like who actually cares? You know, we touched.
I mean, I've played it normally too. Like I think I farmed over the weekend. I did like 5 hours in the morning and then 5 hours in the evening, and then I did it again on the Sunday as well. I leveled up enough for me to just sort of like pick any kind of car I want now. You know, I can just sort of buy whatever I want, do whatever I want, and just have fun that way. So it's, you know, whatever. I'm not spoiling it for anybody else.
Yeah.
Just me, man. Yeah. It's just me.
I
think the other thing I want to say too was if you noticed, I've got the old controller, the Xbox One controller.
Yeah.
And I've also got it plugged in with no batteries. That's because I figured out, annoyingly, I left an elastic band on my Xbox Series X controller, and I left it on for what I thought was hours, and I came back and it had turned off 15 minutes after I left it. Because the Xbox Series X, the controller that isn't plugged in, will turn itself off from inactivity after 15 minutes.
But it was active. It just had the thumbstick down, didn't it?
No, because the controller just turns itself off. So I have to use this one and have it plugged in for it to work. I can't just use my wireless.
You're telling me that because the Xbox Series X controller was in the same position it
Yeah.
still turned itself off after 15 minutes, even though it had an elastic band around.
Yeah,
the
but it wasn't plugged
thumbstick.
in because this one only works with the Xbox One controller. So,
Sure.
but yeah, if you have
Wow.
a wireless controller, it will turn itself off after 15 minutes from inactivity, even though it had something technically going
Active.
on, active. Yeah, it just wouldn't work. So I'd either have to like
Wow.
tap the stick just to make it move, or just switch over. It took me a day to figure out. I should probably just switch over to this, but we got there in the end.
Can you change the setting for the Xbox Series X controller? Do you know?
I don't think so. I think I looked into it, and yeah, everyone just said, "Yep,
Yeah.
if you hopefully have an Xbox One controller still, just use that."
Fair.
So yeah, although annoyingly,
That's cool.
this track that I'm currently on, about 2 minutes in, sometimes the car will crash and it'll just stay there. So I can leave it on for 5 hours, and 2.5 hours in, it'll have got stuck. So I've got to just unstuck it and then wait another 2.5 hours, which actually happened a little while ago. I was watching a podcast before this podcast. I should have been 6 laps in, but I was only 4 because the car got stuck for 20 minutes. So
Right. Okay.
instead of me doing a 4.5 hour lap thing, I've now got to wait 5 hours for it to finish. But it's fine.
So questions.
Yeah, go on.
What do you actually think of the game?
Yeah, it is actually pretty good.
I'm not getting a 10 out of 10 face from you.
Yeah, I know, and I mean, I really
Is
feel
this
like
another?
I feel like we've got it too good. Like I'm just sort of used to having games that are this good now. I
Sure.
can't really I kind of feel like bad for giving it too much praise because I feel like it's just sort of expected nowadays. Like I feel like we've gotten to that point now where games just should be good. No?
Well,
Like the music, actually,
what's
the music's pretty good.
actually?
Like the radio stations that you can like change from has always been pretty good. The music isn't the best. I think Forza 4 actually had better music, but this wasn't terrible. The narration is actually pretty good. The character creation is a lot more. I think the way you can make your character look is a lot more. There's a lot more variety to choose from. Whereas I think actual like customization, clothes and stuff, I think there's slightly less, but I think they'll probably add more stuff later on. Yeah, I mean it looks a hell of a lot better than the last one. You can definitely tell like they've upped the graphics on this massively. I think one of the things that a lot of reviews have said is the sound design. They always seem to improve quite a bit, and then also like weirdly, this is quite specific, but like dust effects and smoke effects. Because there's obviously a lot of like wheel spin and burnouts, so you get a lot of smoke from that. And then there's also a lot of dust effects from when you're going through like a sandy or a muddy area. There's like particles from that, so they've definitely improved a lot of that stuff. It doesn't make my Xbox like go crazy. It's still as quiet as ever, so I don't really see an issue there. Yeah, it's just good. It's just the same as 4, but slightly better. I'm probably
Yeah,
not going to
sure.
play it constantly. It'll be one of those games that I just like play for an hour once a week, or maybe once every couple of weeks. Just it'll sort of be a bridge in between. When I'm in the mood for a racing game, I'll just play this. Like it's all reliable. It's not going to break on you. I think that's kind of what you need sometimes. You just need that reliable game that isn't gonna fail you.
Comfort
And
food
that's
kind of
yes,
thing.
it's like it's almost like a mixture between comfort food and fast food. Is Forza 5. Like it's sort of like just like it's going to be there for you, but it's also like just fast food. It's kind of like unhealthy to a degree. Like it just kind of feels a bit but nice as well. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But no, I'm really enjoying it, and I'll be playing it in between a lot of other things. I'm sort of just basically waiting for Pokemon now, because as soon as Pokemon comes around, I'm not going to be playing this anymore. I'll be
What
playing
have you
that.
been playing
So.
anything else at the moment?
Mobile games primarily. I obviously played Halo a little bit last night.
Yeah.
I think
Sorry.
that's it. I'm really not playing anything. I'm trying to think what's coming out soon. It's just Pokemon. I kind of just don't want to spend any of my money. Like if I wanted to spend any money, I would have bought the Demon Slayer game by now. I would have bought Miles Morales by now. But I
Yeah.
feel like once I'm
Yeah.
done with Pokemon, like hopefully around Christmas time, or maybe just before that, maybe like middle of December, like first week of December, I'll probably be maybe slightly done with Pokemon. So maybe around then, I'll either just come back to this. I might go back to Final Fantasy 14, just because I mean, actually, I haven't touched that since we last spoke about it. So yeah, I'll just be whatever I'm in the mood for, really, you know. But I kind of just feel like I'm more just happy with the fact that I'm able to like have so much choice. I think Game Pass has just given me so much choice, you know. There's still loads of things on Game Pass I still want to play. I still want to play the medium. That's like another thing I still want to touch, you know. Too much choice. I'm in a good gaming mood.
I'm classing you getting Game Pass as my victory.
Yep, I'll let you have it, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm not
dude,
worthy.
The thing about these 2014
worthy.
years, we'll call them.
Yeah, that's funny that you say that. I'd actually say it's more like 2013.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah, 2014 I think equally as bad. I'll go with it.
Is that I think you've made the point inadvertently, is that there aren't that many games coming out that you probably desperately want to play, and that's fine. You don't have to spend money on games just for the sake of it, you know.
Yeah.
Like you aren't, you know.
No, I'm trying not to. I mean, I
Forza
feel like
it's on Game Pass, and you're playing Pokemon, and that's kind of, I assume Pokemon's pretty much the last game this year for you.
Unless I mean, I feel like if Miles doesn't go on sale before Christmas, then I'll just get it anyway and play over Christmas.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because I need to get it done by this year, I think, or at least by the beginning of next year.
Isn't it?
It is, yeah. So I think it'll be perfect. I think I'll probably play it Christmas. I'll probably play it like a couple of days after Christmas, maybe like Boxing Day and a couple of days after. Maybe.
In the week between.
Yeah, in the week between Christmas and New Year, I'll probably play. I'll hopefully get it platinum.
Do it.
I want to hopefully have it platinum by the end of the year. That's my goal.
And then we can come back and do it special or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So yeah, Forza.
Choice, but
reliable. Isn't going to let you down.
Put that on the game cover, guys.
Yeah.
TGO. Goldilocks Gamer.
Goldilocks Gamer. Reliable.
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 Oh,
yeah.
Very good.
That's where we're at.
Are you okay if we move on, Jay?
No, I'm good with that.
Discuss anything else?
Where
Just
are we moving to?
A quick one for me, Jay. A very important point for me. Quick catch up. As you know, as I know, GTA Original Trilogy, so that's GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, are like the last great games of previous games that I haven't played, basically, right? They're on the list, okay? I've played them, I haven't completed them.
Oh, okay.
I played San Andreas, I haven't finished any of them.
Oh, okay.
So Definitive Edition has come out. If you listen to this, you probably know a little bit about it. But in short, the San Andreas game's on Game Pass, so that's the one I checked out. Because I said to Jay, I was like, man, I want to play this day one. And then I thought, you know what, Nick? It's expensive. It's like 55 quid. San Andreas is on Game Pass. Just get that one for now.
Yeah,
and see how
just test it out. Yeah, 100%.
Thank God I did.
Yeah.
Because it just so happens that, you know, okay, so Insomniac, Naughty Dog, Rockstar, the studios where you think nothing can go wrong in terms of a new game launch, you're wrong.
Yeah, they finally had a slip up.
No game is safe. No game is safe, ladies and gentlemen. These remasters, they're not unplayable by any stretch of the imagination.
Okay.
But they're also not very good. So, and also, I don't see a public apology coming from Take-Two. I don't see here's a patch roadmap to how we're going to make this game better. A bit like Cyberpunk.
There's a silver lining to all this. I don't know how much you know about modding on PC, but it seems a lot of people have already modded and fixed most of the issues for the Definitive Edition on PC. So I think what really needs to happen, because it has happened I think in a few instances, can't remember the exact instance, but I know this has happened recently, where a game has had a modding community on PC that has fixed most of what. Actually, I think it might have been CD Projekt Red with Cyberpunk. I think they hired random modders from the PC community to fix the game for them, basically. So I think Rockstar might need to do that. They might need to just hire a couple modders to be like, look, we'll give you this amount of money, mod the game to be like this, and we'll patch it in. Like, how hard is that? You know, at least have a consultation with these people. Like, if they're able to fix it this quickly, and you being Rockstar, the multi-billionaire company, aren't able to do it, then what the hell is going on?
That's my main point, Jay. You're literally talking about arguably the biggest video game company in the world right now. They made GTA 5, which has sold like what 130 million copies.
They are
multi-billionaires. So even if you sold it £1 a copy, that's $130 million. Like,
yeah, and I think each one was minimum like $50, right? So you've got to times that by 50 then, which is definitely in the billions at that point.
I mean, it was number 10 in last month's NPD.
Yeah, still, and it came out in 2012.
2013, I think.
2013, whenever, you know.
I know.
It's been out almost a decade, and it's still doing this well.
You could throw 5 game studios at this remaster if you wanted to. You could genuinely spend like $50 million on it if you wanted to. Now that's probably not going to make great returns, but you could if you wanted to. But instead, you get the people who did the mobile ports, which apparently aren't great. And these aren't great. And I get what you're saying about the mods, Jay, and I completely agree. Where are these modders? Like, why are they not being praised? Apparently, they modded the original games better than this version has done anyway. And also, I can't remember what I was going to say.
Sure.
But I'm not very happy with it. And I'm not going to be playing it anymore. And unless you fix it, I'm not going to play it.
I actually haven't touched it yet. I don't think I've even watched anyone try it, so I don't actually know what all the commotion is about necessarily. The only thing I have seen, I think someone played GTA 3, and there's a bug currently where if you move your car while you're driving side to side quick enough, your car just gets like gradually bigger and wider, and gets like as wide as the street. And I'm like, that's such a weird bug. Like, to me, this actually kind of feels like a Fallout. Or like a Skyrim when it was like buggy, like super buggy back in the day. Like, it's kind of fun. It's almost like to the point where it's not terrible. But I guess because I haven't played it, I wouldn't know. Like, if you were someone who were actually trying to finish the game, I'm sure you'd probably be a bit more annoyed, you know?
Yeah, like if you bought it, like from your perspective, that is funny because it is funny.
Yeah, because I'm not.
If you spend 55 quid on it, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be happy if I spent that much amount of money on it. Jesus Christ.
I think GTA 3 is supposed to be the most broken.
Yeah,
but,
it seems like it.
Some of the things I can tell you from my experience, Jay, and I'm fairly easygoing with bugs and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I am too.
Is the rain effect?
Yeah, that was the big thing.
See the game.
Yeah. I seem to remember that being an issue even in the original game.
I honestly can't tell you.
I think it was.
The character models some of them look bad. Flat out
I mean,
bad.
they technically look worse in the original, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Debatably, I guess.
Another issue I found, there were glitches. There were just general glitches.
What, like
glitching through fences and things, and just general glitches. So it's a shame. It's a real
It's a damn shame. Okay.
But it saved me about 150 hours, so what
do? Yeah, I think I will try San Andreas just because it was like one of my favorites back in the day, and it obviously is just on Game Pass, so it's like super easy to try, and I have it downloaded. But I don't think I'll play it for longer than an hour, probably. I don't know. I might even be surprised. I might even love it, you know. I might actually wait until they say, like, officially, we've fixed these issues. And then, you know, I guess this just strengthens your point about not playing a game day one, even if it is on Game Pass.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes it's just not worth it, you know. Too many people.
This is one of my exceptions, you know. Like, you know what I'm like. I don't usually do the day one.
I know, but the fact that you didn't really I mean, you paid for it, but you didn't pay for it, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't pay the full price, at least. So.
Yeah. So that was it, mate.
Okay.
No game is safe for me. No game.
Okay. Okay. So Soren Kierkegaard, do you know who that is?
I think so.
He's a philosopher, right? I'm pretty sure.
Oh no, I was thinking of.
Or is he like a writer or something?
Who plays the bad guy in Dune?
Yeah. Okay.
Skarsgård, is it?
No, but I can see your confusion. Actually, let me just quickly Google.
Yeah, he's a philosopher.
Did you just Google it? Did you?
Who, the philosopher?
Yeah, Soren.
No, it is Kierkegaard.
He's a Danish theologian. So yeah, philosopher, poet, social critic. He's got a really cool quote that I like, There's anxiety is the dizziness of freedom.
Wow.
And that kind of made me think about my anxiety a little bit, because I don't know how you are about anxiety and stuff, but it does affect me from time to time. I think it's fairly seasonal, but I'm definitely haven't got any at the minute. But I've had some, and I don't like it. But when I think about it, it's just like the dizziness of freedom. It kind of makes me go, huh, yeah, you know. It kind of put things into perspective a little bit. So I thought if anyone else hears this and thinks, oh yeah, that is actually quite an interesting way of putting it, then there you go.
It sounds like then anxiety is almost like that overwhelming sense of freedom.
Yeah, it's
like
sort of, it's, you know, that kind of feeling like existential, that kind of thing where you're like, oh, I'm gonna die one day, or the fact that I'm even alive is like statistically improbable. The fact that I was born in 1995 or whenever, you know, like it's just so unrealistically possible that you just kind of like you start to get anxious about the fact that you're guilty about even being alive sometimes and stuff like that. That's like part of it at least, but yeah, that's just something to think about. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just thought it was quite interesting.
Thank you for your time, Jay.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed this week's show.
I enjoyed it too, actually.
Thoughts.
Yeah.
And look forward to next week's. We're gonna have to set up some Christmas stuff, Jay, because I think we might have to play some more games on the show, because frankly I'm kind of running out of games to play that I don't want to buy, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of getting to that point too. But obviously Pokemon's now coming out for me, so I guess I'm talking about soon.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. And Halo Infinite it's coming. It's
coming. I mean, yeah, I feel like you've played all the GamePass games, right? So
pretty much.
Whereas I haven't. I mean, I've played maybe like 5 or 6, technically, like properly played them. You know.
Oh, I find them too tantalizing.
I should probably just finish the medium, just so I've got something to talk about.
Nah. You just do whatever.
Yeah, I'll get around to it probably around Christmas. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever happens.
Apparently, it's supposed to be like a 2-day platinum or whatever. 1000G, whatever, you know.
So you don't think Ghost of Tsushima is going to get a sequel?
No, I can't imagine so.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, unless they can come up with something, you know. But I'd like them to, but I don't think they will. If they do, then great. If they don't, then it's been a good run.
It has been a good run.
It was good while it lasted, you know.
Yeah. Okay, mate. Thank you everyone for listening. Have a good weekend. I'm not sure when this is going to go up because time is very tight at the moment.
Sure.
But hopefully we will see you soon. We did publish an extra episode this week, Jay, as you know. The celebration of the 1-year anniversary for the next gen console. So feel free to listen to that. Feel free to listen to the AC Valhalla special because I still like it. And I think you guys too.
Okay.
And that's it.